And today I have an amazing individual with me. I have Loughlin Nestor with Blocknubie, and we'll be talking to him, finding out a little bit about his experience with cryptocurrencies, what he thinks about blockchain, and most importantly, what Blocknubie is about. So, Loughlin, thank you for being here with us.
Look, thank you for that introduction. It's been absolutely great. And for INVESTOFY, you've been really, really strong and helpful over the last number of months. So thank you very much. Yeah, look, we love this space. Been involved in it for over 20 months at this stage. Blocknubie is something that's going to be very disruptive within the cryptocurrency space. We're providing a global platform that can help startups, and they can act as a bridge between off-chain organizations, startups, and obviously the blockchain network itself as well. So, as you know, there's quite a lot of problems already out there with blockchain businesses. We might have talked about this before, and we looked at the amount of cap that was raised last year. Very, very strong in terms of the money that was raised. However, the business modeling behind that raise wasn't there. So sustainability of blockchain is very important to us.
Yep.
And it's very important to our investors, very important to our team, and it's very important for blockchain itself. So that's why Blocknubie has resonated so well. It offers that solution of creating sustainable businesses where most other blockchain have just one small offering, but we're providing a full platform, a full process. So you can get your idea from the kitchen table to commercialization, go through our process, use all our development tools, have a high percentage that you're going to actually succeed when you come out of that, and obviously have the customer-facing data to interact with. So there's a lot of problems with blockchain, and we're here to solve it. We love the blockchain, and that's the reason why we're trying to do this.
Right.
You know, everything from growth, customer acquisition, business modeling, they're all problems. Fragmentation is another issue as well. So we're trying to bring everything together through our platform, and we obviously will tokenize that then as well with our Lug token.
Well, that's brilliant. So
it's incredible. We're looking forward.
yeah. So let me just get this straight. With Blocknubie, obviously it's more catered toward noobs that are coming into this space and new individuals that want to start their startup. Now, would you say that Blocknubie is like an accelerator for blockchain? No. Okay.
There's 2 or 3 good accelerator blockchains that I see out there at the moment. They target about 100 clients a year, so we would be targeting at least 10 to 20% higher, 10 to 20 times the amount of startups.
Got it.
So it's not an accelerator, but what it does is it acts as a bridge between your startup ecosystem and the blockchain network, right? So rather than looking at it as bringing in 100 clients, we'd be bringing in mainstream clients. So the accelerator model we like, and we actually have an offering within Blocknubie called the Blocknubie Accelerator Fund. So we're actually raising for a fund as well to be able to invest in a number of startups who are using the Blocknubie platform as well. So we have a whole funding model on top of that. The difference between what we do and any accelerator does is that we are volume-based. So we're not looking at our target market as 100 clients. It's actually more like 10,000 clients that we're looking at. And the blockchain needs this. It's not just for Blocknubie, but the blockchain needs mass adoption. It needs a platform that can attract this level of user base, because they're able to interact at an exponential degree. You have a business, 9 months down the line, you need to do some customer facing data, right? You need to start getting customer experiences, you need to build your MVP. if you don't have users to able to interact, you don't know if your business is actually any viability
Very
whatsoever,
true.
right?
Yep.
So by bringing on that mainstream level of up to 10,000 really is what we are looking at doing.
Yep.
And yes, we do provide a number of dApps as well that augment the process like Accelerator, but they're really to help improving speed and scale and structure.
Okay, brilliant. So at this point, where does Blocknubie stand, and what are their milestones that they want to reach until perhaps in the next 3 months?
So very much what we're in what's called the public, the private pre-sale at the moment. So we have literally 8 days left. That's finishing on the 28th of February. We have a 5 mil cap on that. It looks like we're going to be oversubscribed, but we have to go through AML and KYC as well.
Yep.
We have to do all that side of it. Then we're looking at doing our public pre-sale, which is going to be next month, and the month after that, we're looking at doing our main sale.
Okay.
So it is over those 3 areas. We would aim to have an MVP built within the next couple of weeks as well. So that could be a showcase certainly for the main sale. We look at having our alpha beta all organised before the 3rd quarter of this year, and by Y1, which is year 1, we aim to have certainly 7,000 plus users on the platform. So our customer acquisition is another major milestone as well. The funding side of it is, it's a process we're going through. It is an interesting process, and we're very principled and governed about how we approach these things. We're releasing our new paper just on token economics, and with that in mind, our milestones are pretty set. So building the MVP and bidding out our platform and having that done by Q3 of this year is the major milestone. Unlike a lot of other, I suppose, blockchain businesses, we have a very strong commercial acumen behind it. Our team is very multidisciplinary, so we have very strong technologists, we have very, very strong economic people, we have very, very good in-depth blockchain solidity people also as well. And then we have advisors, which are hugely important within the space. It's rapidly evolving. So for us to have that level of team already, so we have 18 on the team at this stage, too shy of 20. And it's growing. Every day there's more news for Blocknubie, which is really, really cool.
Great.
We were the first company to have 1% pledge.
Nice.
So which is something that we're very involved in terms of philanthropic and not-for-profit organisations. So we're allocating 1% of our minted tokens across to 1% pledge.
Nice.
I just love this. It's something that we've been looking to do in other ways, but ICO gives us the opportunity of being able to provide that level of finance to those companies. It's really good. And our strong partners are coming on board, which is really, really strong also. We have Omninex over in the US to carry all our KYC and AML. We have Challenge Advisory here on this side as well, on the UK. And once again, our advisors are really of high end. They're really, really good.
Great. No, that's wonderful. So one more thing that I'm really curious to learn about is I'm passionate about the blockchain space and just how disruptive that this technology is and the opportunities within it. With Blocknubie, what do you see happening in the next 2 to 5 years in the blockchain space? And where do you like to see Blocknubie, and what role would you like to see it play in the next 3 to 5 years?
Sure. I think all the team we're all very much on the same page that we would like to be looked as thought leaders within 24 months. We have set our stall out at a very early stage in terms of following our process, sustainable businesses, creating very, very strong governance, and the platform of Nubie should, within 24 to 36 months, be very much adopted within the blockchain space, but more importantly, for traditional enterprises who are looking to onboard onto the blockchain, that's where Blocknubie really comes into its own, because it can rapidly help businesses that are looking to provide services to startups within that ecosystem. That's why we would see ourselves very much as nearly like a SaaS model to a certain extent, but we would feel ourselves as being one of the main ecosystems within that space. I think ecosystem, once again, has been widely misinterpreted in terms of really what it is. So we are creating an ecosystem. We have done it previously for the cloud. So we are very much thought leaders in this particular space. And so when you have a very, very strong core set of nodules, which we have, and then you have your third-party providers, from IT consultants, from blockchain vendors, to off-chain organizations, people who would have never had the opportunity of getting involved in blockchain and providing services, from legal to media to advertising, all the core processes that a startup needs to scale and accelerate. So Blocknubie certainly would be very much within the parameters of being a thought leader, certainly within 24 months. I don't want to get into predictions in terms of market cap or anything like that. We're doing this for the right reasons. But certainly we would feel that we would have a team of 36 at that stage. We will base ourselves in Dublin, which is just in Ireland, it's the capital of Ireland. And but we need offices also over in the US and in London as well.
Nice. Okay, no, that's fantastic.
It's good. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, that's great. I really appreciate all this information, and the goal is I think this is amazing what blockchain can do, and the role that Blocknubie will be playing in that space. Now, one question that I'm really curious to know is, have you invested in cryptocurrencies yourself, whether it's Bitcoin? When did you get started with that?
Yeah, and I enjoy doing it. I suppose, like a lot of us, we might do it ourselves.
Right.
And I got involved in a syndicate also, and very difference of opinion in terms of how to go about this. But yeah, once again, it depends. I come from an investment background as well, so diversing portfolio is huge to me. It always was. It was always the advice I gave people. And cryptocurrency gives people an opportunity of getting, 20, maybe even 100x of their investment, where shares are never going to get to that level again, probably. But you have to be very prudent in terms of how you approach it. You have to have certain governing principles around how you do that. And I suppose we're quite lucky. So on my own, as an individual, I can dip in and dip out. As part of a syndicate, it's a little bit of a longer process, and I would offer a good bit of advice in terms of how to do that. I love looking at the space. I like looking at the rise and fall of some of the larger cryptocurrencies that we know are probably going to all bounce back anyway. So it's very interesting with how our whole investor relations is working at the moment. For me, I like the opportunity of getting involved in a coin at an earlier stage as well, an altcoin. I really do. And I suppose that's what we're looking at doing within Blocknubie as well. We're providing a good token there as well. It's a utility token, which is cool. So as much as anybody can determine at this stage.
Right.
But yeah, I think you have to have a love of the industry. If you don't have a love of the industry, I think it's not for everyone. It's as simple as that. It's, property investment wasn't for everyone 20, 25 years ago. We all had to crash when it did happen. But I think cryptocurrency is becoming more and more mainstream. And the conversations that I had at Christmas time when I went home was, how many Bitcoin do you have? Or, how many Ethereum? Or what is your investment process? And
right.
Where 12 months previously it was about you put on a few pounds of weight or something, and it was really good and it was really interesting. So I feel that it's becoming more mainstream.
Yep.
And I like that adoption. And I just think we just need to be a little bit careful, not push it too hard. There is sectors who are very good at it. It's agenda a little bit too hard, I think.
Very true.
So the balance needs to be there. With ICO in particular as well, I think you have to do good due diligence on who the company is, what the team is behind this. The white paper for me, interesting enough, is where a lot of investors may have looked at about 24 months ago.
Yeah.
A lot of that's changing, They're looking at business model. They're getting smarter.
Yeah.
Looking at business modeling. If there's no business model there, I can't believe in the size and the scope of what something is trying to achieve. It's probably a little bit of a red flag for me. I particularly love to clean up the area. I think we have released, and I think I've spoken to you previously, we were putting a token economic page together, and that's been published today.
Nice.
So that is all our governing principles behind how we go about our investment drive. And I suppose we want to make sure that there isn't any nefarious elements out there as well who may be looking at, and there has been, it's been a lot of style over substance.
Yep.
Last year was crazy ICO time, and there was a lot of style over substance, and I have fear for the investments in those areas, because even with a good market cap of 20-25 mil, if that team isn't going to drive it home,
there you go.
That's the issue.
Yep.
So we want to help clean up that side of it very much. So, And yeah, you teach in cryptocurrency as well, don't you? You have
right. Yeah. So we do all the grunt work. We do the research. We read the white papers. We're reaching out to individuals, the founders of these companies, the head of operations, and understanding the product and utility. Really, what it comes down to is it's never the technology that I'm that much interested in investing. I'm more interested in investing in the people. So because everything is a people business, right? So if we can understand what the team is about, right, and perhaps are they working towards an ambitious goal of solving a genuine problem out there, that's where we head out from. And yeah, of course, everyone wants to get in on the next Bitcoin at 10 cents a share, and that's what we are all looking for. So
and everybody looks for, even people who will tell you they're not. They probably are looking for it.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think they're out. I still think they're out there. I was a bit disappointed last year with the level of investment, really, in terms of really good modelling behind it.
Yeah.
White papers have moved on. Even the style of a white paper, for instance, has moved on.
Yeah.
They've become shorter and shorter. They've got a little bit lazier, white papers,
Yep.
The team, for me, is an interesting one. Um, whilst a lot of ICOs need strong advisors behind it, um, I typically walk away when I see 25 to 30 ICO advisors.
Yeah.
And you look at that as from a business point of view, and you go, how are these guys adding value to a team when they're probably 3,000 miles away from each other? How are they doing that on a continuous basis? So yeah, there's areas like that I look at, and I just take gut. I take a gut,
Yeah.
like you do, on stuff like that. You can create a really cool looking business here within blockchain without really having to do an awful lot. And I think that's a lot of the problem, you know. And I hope it gets eradicated. But you have to love it. You have to love the space. You want to affect change.
Yes.
You have to be an evangelist nearly about it. You know, you have to be very driven by affecting change. And our team are like that. And we're very lucky. I think that we have. It hasn't been assembled in 3 months. It's been assembled over 24 months. It's
wow.
And there's great personalities there. We have our technologists who are quiet and moody in the corner, and then we have me who can keep talking. But our investment and governance team are really strong.
Right.
And you know, if anything, we have stopped looking at PR and promotion. Really, you know. Once we get a lot of it, we haven't spent 200 or 300 grand that a lot of companies would do in this space to bring in X amount. That's not what we're about. We're about sustaining blockchain businesses. And it was interesting. I had a conversation with two very strong advisors,
right?
Who would have been involved in blockchain maybe for. Just around the Ethereum age of things, right?
Okay.
So they know the ropes. They certainly, when they delved into what we were looking at doing, our token itself, our NUB token, that they certainly believe it has a strong value because we have a finite amount of tokens that we've minted.
Okay, good. That's good.
So we're not, and we're very clear on it. So we have a finite amount of tokens. So the value of that token might be interesting, you know, but without any certainty of degree, I have stayed away from giving projections of where that token might be in 12 months, 24 months. It's like doing cash flow modeling for a startup business. And if it needs to be done for people, that's fine. But I think I want people to come on board in the mainstream on the view that what we're trying to achieve, and I think, it's certainly the team. It's solid. It's very solid. Yeah. But look, I mean, we've had great engagement previously as well in terms of what you're doing, and you know, I think it's absolutely superb. You know, so
right. Thank you.
Yeah.
No. You know, I'm just glad we finally got to do this, and I'm so excited about all this reading about Blocknubie, and we get to connect today. I really appreciate your time and all the insight that you've given us. We will be sharing more about Blocknubie, your link, and so people can definitely contact you if they're interested in pre-sale with Blocknubie and whatnot. One final question: which one is your favorite cryptocurrency?
I'm going to be very easy on this one. I'll tell you, it's still Ethereum.
It's still Ethereum. All right, great.
Yeah, and I think it's got a chance to hit quite a good high towards the last quarter this year.
Right.
And because our token is ERC20 as well, I have a little bit of. I love what the guys are doing. So that would be certainly where I would. But you know, I still have quite an interest in other altcoins that are out there also as well.
Right.
But I'd have to say, we'll probably all get tattoos of NUB tokens at some stage, you know. But that's our mind. And what's your favorite token as well? Have you?
I would say Ethereum is up there for me.
Yeah,
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 it's pretty
yeah.
solid. Can't complain with that. They have a utility and it's a functioning product which is doing its
Correct.
job. You can't go wrong
Yeah.
with it. Well, Loughlin Nestor, sir, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
This has been a pleasure and learning from you guys, and we look forward to learning more about Blocknubie and all the great things that will be happening and building in this wonderful space of blockchain. Thank you so much once again for your time.
And thank you for having me. Really
Great.
appreciate it.
Yep. Have a great day.
Okay.
Yep.
You too. Take care now.
Take care. Bye.